Well, the person he worked with at Novello was Jaeger, who was the Nimrod in the Enigma Variations. And I think they loved each other. And I don't think in a kind of homosexual way, but I think because Jaeger really appreciated Elgar's music and understood Elgar's music, Elgar felt he was a real soulmate. And there's one bit in the second half where Elgar refused to set the part of the poem where Gerontius actually meets God. Because Elgar said it was just too big a story. He didn't want to tackle it. And there was an exchange of letters between the two, Jaeger and Elgar. And Jaeger said, I'm sorry, but you're, in modern parlance, you're cupping out here. You're bottling it. And Elgar was quite upset about that. And eventually he said, OK, I'll give it a go. So he writes this bit where at figure 120 in the score that every single instrument plays at their absolute loudest, and it's this earth-shattering moment where Gerontius catches sight of God, and then he sings "Take Me Away," where he's just both in awe and terrified and full of respect. All those things all rolled into one, and Jaeger got his way.
But for Elgar to even try and write a moment where a character meets God, that takes a lot of confidence as well, doesn't it? So I think he needed the backing of Jaeger to do that. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know about, I suppose if you're creating anything, that's something you would need to be hugely self-confident to be able to sort of set that and be like, yeah, that's okay, I'm going to keep that.
Yeah, I mean, in a funny sort of way, the climax of the whole work is the end of the Angelicals, Praise to the Holiest in the Height. And it's the last sort of 20 minutes of the work where it starts to wind down a little bit. And it really needs that little bit of drama in the middle of that 20 minutes just to give a kind of sense of relief and to the parts either side of it, which ends in the most glorious support of the angel softly and gently as she cups Gerontius and lays him down in the lake, which is purgatory, and leaves him there until such time as she will return and take him off to heaven.
How dramatic.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I'm assuming you've performed this piece a few times before, maybe as a singer and instrumentalist, but also as a conductor. What lessons have you learned from those?
Well, the first lesson is that I think it's actually beneficial to be a middle-aged conductor because it is all about mortality, and of course the older you get, the more aware you are of your mortality, and the more you understand the story because of life's experiences. I first conducted when I was actually half my age that I am now, so that was 1986, so you can work that one out.
Hang on a minute. Leave that for later.
And I absolutely loved conducting it, but I've done it about a dozen times since then. And I feel that it's part of my DNA, and with Elgar in general, but particularly this piece.
I'm really excited about performing it. Yeah. So far, it's been one of the most magnificent things to rehearse, and therefore, hopefully, that will come out in the performance too.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Good.